So I'll probably periodically be picking that up because it's my first cup of coffee for the day. But enough about me. I hope that you are doing wonderful. And if you're not, I hope that you are soon. And I hope that this video can bring a little bit of rest, relaxation, focus, or sleep your way. So, for tonight's video, we're going to be doing a book of the month book review because it's been a really long time since I've done one. So, you guys are probably not at all surprised to see the book in my hand. I'm pretty sure I said in my last video that I was about to finish it and that it would likely be the first book review that I did on my channel this year. Sorry, I have a lot of pets in the house with me today, and since my office is in this open space, like I mentioned before, I can't exactly shut them out of the room like I used to do in my guest bedroom. But my guest bedroom now isn't really big enough to be both a guest bedroom and an office, and this space right here was kind of perfect for my desk setup. One thing that I am thinking about doing is I do have a shed in my backyard. There are doors behind these curtains right here behind me, and I have a shed in my backyard that is like halfway an outdoor shed for storage, and then the other half has been finished out like a room. And the lady that lived here before me, I think, was super into like crafting, and so this shed has like built-in shelves, and she left an air conditioning unit behind in there, like a window unit, and I have a portable heater, like a space heater. So I have that finished out shed, but I would need to furnish it and get it all set up. But I'm thinking about turning that into a second office space, where I could go out there to that shed, and hopefully there would be less just domestic noises in there. But again, sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Back to the book. Daisy Jones and the 666 by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Daisy Jones and the 6. And this is a Reese's Book Club book. And it says across the bottom, from the bestseller, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I've talked about before. But I also mentioned that I annotated this one with little tabs over quotes that just stuck out to me. But this book was just truly phenomenal. It was an instant 5-star read for me, and this is the first book that I finished in 2022, and I am reinvigorated for reading right now, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen when I started the year with this book. And to be honest, I don't really have a reason for why I waited so long to read it, since I adored The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think I read that in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So I genuinely don't know why I waited so long to pick this one up, because Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones are in this alternate universe that Taylor Jenkins Reid has created, where it's still the way she talks and writes, it still sounds like America in the 70s, which is when this book takes place, Joy. Obviously, he's a real person, but it's like our world, but not. So like, but they're connected. So like, Evelyn Hugo lives in the same world that Daisy Jones and the Six live in, and there's actually a character that's mentioned in both. And then I think but her other novels are also set in this same universe with the characters that tie in, and that's Malibu Rising and Carrie Soto is Back. I will probably not wait so long to read those two, but I have heard from my friend and my boss that read the same books as I do that Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo were their top two, followed by Malibu Rising and Carrie Soto is Back. Carrie Soto is back. Carrie Soto is back. Carrie Soto is back. But anyway, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I can't say enough about her writing style. I know she's not for everyone. Books are very subjective. Like, that's just the nature of reading. Just like listening to music, you're never gonna find something that's for everyone. But I think she's fabulous. So what is this book about? I will read the back to you. There's a quote at the top, a quote at the top that I'm going to start with because I like some of the words that are in the quote, and I think that they will sound great in a whisper. An explosive, dynamite, down and dirty look at a fictional rock band told in an interview style that gives it irresistible surface energy. Irresistible surface energy. Although the real power of this delicious novel is at its tender beating heart. It's an anthem and a ballad and a marvel. And that quote was from Erin Hildebrand, who I should probably know who she is. I'm assuming she's another author, but I don't know who she is. Okay. Now I'm gonna read the back of a book in a cupped whisper. Daisy is a girl coming of age in LA in the late 60s, sneaking into clubs on Sunset Strip, sleeping with rock stars, and dreaming of singing at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Her voice is getting noticed, and she has the kind of heedless beauty that makes people do crazy things. Also getting noticed is the Six, a band led by the brooding Billy Dunn. On the eve of their first tour, his girlfriend Camilla finds out she's pregnant, and with the pressure of impending fatherhood and fame, Billy goes a little wild on the road. Daisy and Billy cross paths when a producer realizes that the key to supercharged success is to put these two together. What happens next will become the stuff of legend. The making of that legend is chronicled in this riveting novel, written as if it were the oral history of one of the biggest bands of the 70s. In Daisy Jones and the Six, Taylor Jenkins Reid brilliantly captures an unforgettable place and time in an utterly distinctive voice. An utterly distinctive voice. I would have to agree with that. So, I'm just gonna show you the first page or something so that you can see what it's like. At the front, all of this is praise for the novel. It has a very 70s look to it. So it's not really split up into chapters, but each new chapter has an italicized bit at the beginning where the author of this novel is talking to you, and then she goes into interviews and it's bolded who's speaking, and when they first speak, it puts in parentheses who they are. but it was fascinating the way you're just constantly getting different opinions and different narratives in the same chronological timeline. So like, it's interesting, and it really does feel like interviews, even though this is all fictionalized. She obviously didn't interview anybody, they're fake people, but it feels like interviews with real people. And I don't know, I just found it gripping and I couldn't put it down. And I don't know that I've ever talked about this much on this channel, because music and ASMR don't really mix unless it's like super lo-fi and super quiet, super quiet, super quiet, super quiet. But music is a very integral part of my life. I feel like it's that way for a lot of creatives, and I'm a creative individual. Music just makes you feel seen and heard and understood, unlike, I don't know, anything else. And I'm constantly listening to music. I make playlists, and I listen to playlists based on my mood. And I love music. And then when I found out that this book was originally inspired by Fleetwood Mac, that just made me love it even more. I adore Fleetwood Mac. And I saw an interview with Taylor Jenkins Reid where she mentioned how she watched a performance of Landslide by Stevie Nicks, and she just couldn't get over the way, I'm probably going to say his name wrong because I'm having a brain fart right now, Lindsey Buckingham, was looking at her while she was singing that song, and it just made her wonder, like, what it must be like to pour your life and your heart and your soul into your art and into your music, and for them to have these complicated personal lives woven in behind the scenes that we don't know anything about, and then for them to have to get up on stage and perform these songs that sound just so loaded and full of like personal energy, to have to get up and perform those with each other in front of a crowd, how that must be like reopening a wound every night. And she was just fascinated by that idea of these complicated lives of musicians who pour their heart and soul into their music and kind of like rip themselves apart for the sake of performing for us. And so when I found out that this was inspired by Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, I just was like that much more invested in it. And one thing that really impressed me was the author, like the actual author, not the fictional author of the book, but the actual author wrote an album's worth of songs and included all of the lyrics at the back of the album for you to reference as you read the novel, because like they're writing like these interviews are in chronological order, and some of it's broken up by album, like what time in history were they in, and when they're writing one of the albums, as they mention each song that they're working on, you know, you can go back and actually read the song and like read the finished product. And I'm a writer, but I can't write songs because I don't hear melodies in my head. I can write poetry, and I do write poetry. I have published an anthology of poetry, and obviously poetry has a rhythm and a rhyme to it, or at least the poetry that I write does. It always has a rhythm to it, and I do think it is performed better, or like poetry is better heard aloud than to just read it, because if I were to read it to you, you're gonna get the rhythm and the rhyme that I intended when I wrote it, whereas if someone else were to pick it up and read it, they might get a different cadence in their head and might miss the intended rhythm. Anyway, I got sidetracked, but all that to say, writing lyrics is not easy, at least it's not for me. Like, I write novels and I write poetry, but I don't hear melodies in my head. Like, there's never just like a new sound that pops into my head that I could then write to, if that makes any sense. So the fact that this internationally known fiction novelist was able to sit down and write an entire album of songs used and made real, because I was blown away by the lyrics. So, I love who they cast for each character. I have very high expectations, and I'm hoping that the show meets them. Normally for my book review videos, I will read like the first 5 pages after I've kind of talked about what the book is about, and then given my 2 cents on what it was actually about. But with a book like this, I can't really do that because the back of the book is what the book was about, and I've told you it's like a collection of interviews, but it's awesome. And just reading the first few pages, I don't know that that would do anything for you, especially since it's interview style and I would just be bopping from person to person. But like I mentioned, I did tab some standout quotes. So I think I'm just going to read some of those, and I won't tell you who is saying what to hopefully avoid spoilers. So I'm just going to read the quotes that I thought were incredible, no context, and just hopefully you can appreciate the writing itself that way. So I will get started. I had absolutely no interest in being somebody else's muse. I am not a muse. I am the somebody. End of effing story. Me, I always knew kids weren't in the cards for me. I think it's a feeling you get. I think you have it in your heart or you don't. And you can't put it in your heart if it's not there. And you can't pull it out of your heart if it is. I just thought that that was a really pretty way to sum up feelings of having kids. Like it's either in your heart or it's not. And you can't pull it out if it's in your heart. And you can't put it in there if it's not. You know, I've thought about this for a long time, decades, and here is what it comes down to. Here's why I did what I did. It didn't seem right to me that his weakest self got to decide how my life was going to turn out, what my family was going to look like. I got to decide that, and what I wanted was a life, a family, a beautiful marriage, a home with him, with the man I knew he truly was, and I was going to get it, hell or high water. I wore what I wanted when I wanted. I did what I wanted with who I wanted, and if somebody didn't like it, screw them. I said it's like some of us are chasing after our nightmares the way other people chase dreams. I really felt like I understood him, and I think he understood me. You know, things like that kind of connection with a person is sort of like playing with fire, because it feels so good to be understood. You feel in sync with a person. You feel like you're on a level that no one else is. It hurts to care about someone more than they care about themselves. I can tell that story from both sides. And I'll never forget, Blank leaned onto the button and said, "If you were a cat, your screech would bring every cat running to you." And I liked that. The idea that just by being me, I was doing all right. This particular page has 3 tabs on it, so I must have really liked what was going on here. It's so strange how someone's silence, someone's insistence that something isn't happening can be so suffocating, but it can be. And suffocating is exactly the word, too. You feel like you can't breathe. as it is to the people around you. These songs I was writing felt coded in secret, but I suspect they weren't coded in secret at all. At some point, you need someone to see it too. Appreciation from people you admire changes how you see yourself, and Blink saw me the way I wanted to be seen. There's nothing more powerful than that. I really believe that. Everybody wants somebody to hold up the right mirror. I wouldn't have come up with something like that, which is what we all want from art, isn't it? When someone pins down something that feels like it lives inside us, takes a piece of your heart out and shows it to you, it's like they're introducing you to a part of yourself.